The inscription reads, Silas and Eddie Steen to father and mother, April 19, 1882. This has been in my family for 135 years. I was looking at it the other day, and there was a recipe my mom used to make named Poulet Marengo. Basically, it is a chicken, wine, and lobster dish, and I'm going to attempt to make that like my mom did. This recipe was actually inside this vessel. It's all folded up. It's very fragile. Every time I touch it, it seems like it tears just a little bit more. I made a copy of it and scanned it so I can post it along with this video, but this is a really special recipe my mom used to prepare, and I'm going to try to do it for you today at SteenSmokeHouse. Welcome to SteenSmokeHouse. This recipe is one that goes way back to my childhood. I only recall Mom making it maybe twice. It's called Poulet Marengo. Poulet is French for chicken. I recall Mom made this a few times when I was young on like very special occasions. Mom's been gone a very long time, well, actually since 1971, and of course I miss her. And when we get older and we don't have our parents around, we think, gosh, I wonder if my mom and dad would be proud of me. Would they offer me advice? Would they, what would they say now if we could talk to them? So both of mine have been gone a long time. Anyway, this recipe remains. It's been in that big container I told you for a lot of years. And I bought all the ingredients to do it, and I'm going to do it today, and I'm hoping I can do Mom justice. I want to thank all of you. This is my 50th YouTube video, and I appreciate all of you watching me this far along. And gosh, it doesn't seem like very long ago when I did my first one. And I go back and look, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said this or did this, or it's been kind of an evolution of things. But once again, thank you for watching SteenSmokeHouse, and also please say a prayer for those folks down in Houston. They've been in a real nightmare here for like a week now. But I am going to show you the recipe. I'm going to mix all the ingredients together, and then we're going to prepare it together. So stay tuned. I sure love you and miss you, Mom. Thanks for being in my life. The recipe calls for 4 chicken breasts skinned and halved. I have that. And I did brine them as well, and I will post the brining solution up for you. 1/4 cup of butter, 4 tablespoons sherry. I could not find sherry. I looked and looked, and I finally wound up with a nice Cabernet Sauvignon that I'm going to use in place of sherry. 1/2 pound fresh mushrooms, 2 tablespoons flour, 1½ cups chicken stock, 2 tablespoons tomato paste, 1 bay leaf crushed, 2 tablespoons fresh or frozen chopped chives, which I have, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which we'll use kosher salt. I don't remember having that when I was a kid. 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. As much as I actually do like lobster, I don't get to eat it very often, and my grocery store almost never has tails. But luckily, when I went there the other night, they had 4-ounce tails, and I bought 5 of them, and that was the exact fit I needed to make this recipe. I used our mortar and pestle to ground up the bay leaf, and I added the salt, pepper, and I found some dried chives, which are actually pretty easy to work with. Our brined, skinless, boneless chicken breasts are going to be browned in my big saucepan here in ghee butter. Ghee butter is like clarified butter. There's like no fat in it. It has a very high burning point, and it's really great to cook with. I just discovered that recently, so I want to thank Greg at Ballistic Barbecue for that recommendation. So on we go. I've added our spices to the chicken and browning it, and as soon as it's done browning on both sides, it'll go in the oven to bake for 25 to 30 minutes at 300 degrees.
While I'm browning the chicken, I'm going to go ahead and add our wine to it. The chicken is in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and use the same saucepan to saute our mushrooms. Once they're done, we're going to start combining ingredients. Right now, I'm getting the lobster tails ready, and I'll show you how I'm doing that. I found the easiest way to do lobster tails and really crab legs, I've done king crab and snow crab, is to steam them. They come out really nice and moist, and it's easy to do. Okay, our lobster's done. I'm going to pull them off. I'm going to peel them, which is real easy. You just have to cut the back side of them, open them up, and the meat comes right out of them. I'm going to cut them into bite-sized pieces and add them to our sauce.
Awesome. So after this point, we have 5 to 8 minutes to go. The chicken is still baking in the oven, and we'll be done. You can't imagine, maybe you can. This smells so good. I love lobster, I love chicken, I love mushrooms. I love everything in this dish. You know what, Mom? Thanks for the recipe. So as I remember, this smells like it's supposed to smell. I'm just about to serve this up. Everything's kind of rendered down. The chicken is done in the oven. This is going to be our lobster mushroom wine sauce and all the other ingredients I put in there. And gosh, Mom, Dad, my brother Doug, if you're watching above, I love you. There you have it, Poulet Marengo. I've made this recipe now probably 100 times in my head, and I just prayed it would come out right. Got tomatoes, there's lobster around there, there's mushrooms, some chives kind of ground up on top of the chicken breast, and all the other things, all the other ingredients. I'm gonna taste it, see how we did. Take a bite of chicken, bite of lobster.
Actually, I'm very pleased with this recipe. It was pretty, I say complicated. There was a lot of aspects to it, which required a lot of kind of balancing, so I could juggle the camera and juggle the cooking and have things come out right. But at the end of the day, it was a great recipe, and I want to thank you so much for watching my 50th episode. You take care, folks. I'll see you next time.